Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2026, and that comes the yearly TBR video. So I'm going to make this short and sweet, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to read this year, what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm going to read this bookshelf, all right? I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to try my best to read as much as possible, all right? I'm thinking about reading Elevation. I'm thinking about reading Dr. Sleep after I read The Shining. I'm thinking about maybe the Mr. Mercedes series, okay? I'm thinking about Insomnia, all right? I gotta get into the Dark Tower series. I don't wanna drop this one, all right? You know what? Bag of Bones, a lot of people say it's a good one. All right? The Stand, I'm sick in the head. I wanna go through a brick of 500,000 words, okay? Billy Summers, one of the newer ones. Why not? Maybe I'll attempt to read this. I don't care. Okay, what else? When I'm gonna get bored of Stephen King, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go a little bit dystopian. George Orwell's 1984. Believe it or not, I've never read this book. I grew up in Montreal, and this was not on the curriculum. So I'm gonna have a blast reading this book. I am not gonna throw this one on the floor because this is a gift. So I'm gonna be nice and gentle. And then another author I might want to consider reading this year, Dan Brown. I might want to consider reading the VInci Code. I found this book at my mom's place a couple months ago, so I don't care. So that's okay. What else do we got here? The Count of Monte Cristo, another gift that I got during Christmas. This absolute behemoth. If I want to drop this book off a 3-story building, it might actually inflict pain. Once again, I'm gonna neatly put this away. But for the rest of them, it don't matter. Look at this. Another behemoth. Am I gonna tackle this book this year? I don't think so. But you know what? It's kind of funny if I just kind of like grab every large ass book I have. Look at the damage I've got there. I've got it in a thrift store. I don't know what kind of ooze, goo, whatever. Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll reread one of my least favorite Stephen King books, The Dead Zone. Not a fucking chance. Okay. The Gunslinger. I was originally going to read The Gunslinger in 2025. It didn't happen. And then I realized that you actually should probably read the 2001 updated edition. This is the definitive edition. So this one, I don't need it. All right? Probably you guys are wondering why you throwing books and shit. Dude, these are fucking thrifted books. Oh, that one got absolutely fucked. Jesus Christ. Man, some of the damage on these books, rough. But it's fine, they're all thrifted. In a more serious note, Duma Key, I've been salivating to read this book. Again, this is a first edition 2000 book or whatever. I love this picture. Again, very Goosebumps-esque. I'm gonna neatly put it back, nice and gentle. The Tommyknockers. I'm dreading reading this book, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys even know a thing or two about this book, you go on the Stephen King subreddit. They're gonna say this book was a weird-ass trip, and for that reason, we're gonna attempt to read this and probably suffer some kind of brain damage. So yeah, this is another one. All right. Oh yeah, this one here. I don't mind throwing this one on the floor. Richard Bachman's Blaze. I'm currently trying to go through all of Stephen King's pen name Richard Bachman books, and I think this is going to be a good one. You know, I might read this very soon. It takes place in the winter, I think, so we're going to give this one a try. All right. Okay. And last but not least, one of the most exciting books I want to read this year come Halloween time. Pet Cemetery. Look forward to reading this book. Never read it. Heard good things about it. Really have a small clue about what this is about. You know, like pets coming back alive and shit. We're gonna read it, okay? All right. There is a stack of books on the floor, right? It's like I drank a coffee, I got really excited to make this video, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna make it fucking weird. We're gonna make it different because TBR videos sometimes could be really strange when you're watching somebody who's talking about what they're gonna read in this new upcoming year, not what they've read. So yeah, I think that's generally the energy that I'm chasing after. That's that's the general energy I'm chasing after. Stephen King, so George Orwell, is it Dan Brown? Is Dan Brown? Yeah, Dan Brown, the VInci Code. Might read Angels and Demons. I gotta pick that book up. It's fine. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I made you laugh, gasp. Maybe I've caused some anger in some who said books should be treated with dignity. We'll go to a thrift store. Some of these books look like they've gone through World War II. So anyway, if you vibe with me, if you vibe with Stephen King, you vibe with that sort of these sort of books, give me a subscribe. I'll always be giving book recommendation, reviews, and talking about larger topics in reading. I promise this is probably the most chaotic video I'll make this whole year, but alas, such is such. Thank you. Have a good 2026.